JR, stop trolling.
I guess I said that, hey, JR, his thing is muted, but if he can't hear, he didn't hear what I just said.
Hey, JR, why can't you fucking hear me?
Answer me! Don't be rude.
Treasury of Dragons?
I don't even think we've done anything good enough that we can name our team. We've killed 2 bears.
I was gonna say that we just name our group the Wild Boys.
The Wild Boys.
Or we could do Goldilocks in Memory of the Bears.
Or Animal Instincts.
I mean, I'm not an animal.
Tito and the Funky Bunch.
I think it would have to be somehow my guy and the fact that you guys are animals.
Oh, there's a freaking new source book coming out. It looks sick.
Guy and the Animals.
If only I was... I don't know, if only I picked an animal.
Steve Irwin and Friends.
Steve Irwin and his animal friends. Zaboomafoo.
Petting Zoo.
So can he still... You still can't hear?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Jesus Christ! My sound just like stopped working.
Yeah, it said you were muted.
Ease it.
Yeah, I muted myself because I think my sound stopped working, but not my my mic. Oh, this is who plays next week. Oh no, I don't like next week.
Love it. I love it. We have a new goal now.
What's that?
Actually, I have a new goal. I guess I can't say. Trying to kill the wolves, I think, is the overall goal, but I don't play Zach
What do you
this
mean?
season again.
Trying to kill the wolves.
Yeah, Snicket's dead. We have to move on to somebody else to hate.
I'm messaging Trace right now.
Yeah,
Trading
Trace.
our gameplay.
After
Trace.
how
Getting out ahead of it. I like that plan.
That's low-hanging fruit.
After how weak Christian's team has looked, I might end up killing all his people too.
And I play Christian right after you.
David says that, and he's gonna. All his characters are gonna die.
Probably, honestly.
Yeah, I play JR, then Christian, and then Jeff. Which would mean, like, those last 3 games, technically it'd be, I think, smart to actually the other team concede, but don't get any ideas.
Yeah, you think so?
Yep. Because we're going to play the whole thing, and nobody's going to concede ever again. Other than Trace.
Yeah, I'll concede against John, though. No one else, though. Just John. And then I'll be good.
Hey, maybe one of my guys will level up. I haven't leveled up in like 6 games, it seems.
I mean, I had a guy that was 1 experience away from leveling up.
Oh, who is that?
I forgot his name.
Oh.
He's dead to me.
Probably wasn't even
Literally.
important, so.
Literally. Oh, no. Who got the... Do we know who got SPP for Zach's team?
I can look. Let me check it out.
Okay, while Garrett's checking that out, does anyone want to tell me what happened last time?
Oh,
I don't have my notes.
Wait, is everyone ready? I guess first question. No one needs to grab a drink, run to the potty.
No.
I'm so exhausted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, stand by.
Stand by.
Standing? Bye.
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, I'm not. I'm sitting.
Sitting by is also acceptable in the situation.
I am also sitting by on the floor.
Rush.
It's okay. I can spread out as much as I want, literally.
Zach did get a level up. Who leveled up? Oh, it's a lineman. We don't care. That's lame.
Not if it gives him an extra strength up like he got on his other guy.
Fair enough.
Garrett's on dad duty right now.
Lit.
I think literal duty.
Spicy.
Sounded serious. Garrett really has a lot of board games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm staring at all of them. I mean, I thought I had a lot, but nope.
I think me and Allison together have like 50 board games, or maybe closer to 40, 45, probably.
I'll start counting. Are we counting expansions?
No, that's still the same. Oh, I guess some expansions are pretty large, to be fair.
It's 43 without any expansions.
Damn, we're probably like right there. We probably have the same amount, or about the same.
I think he has some in his another closet though. I'm not sure. And I don't see. Oh, I forgot that one. Yeah, 44. He's got the Terraforming Mars big box.
Ooh, Terraforming Mars. I've never played that one. I've heard good things about it though.
Really good. He's got the big box, which is like the heaviest board game I've ever seen. Actually, it would be the biggest board game I've seen. Because everything's
Is it
very
Gloomhaven or Twilight Imperium? Those games are pretty fucking huge too.
Let's see. He has two things of Scythe. Is one an expansion? Yeah. Well, I guess while we're waiting, somebody can give us a recap. I don't have my notes on this computer, so.
Yes. Well, so we started it off with Darian Darrington, aka Darian von Strauss, showing up, and we're like, "Yo, bitch, what are you doing? This is our moon. And then he was like, no, I'm going to take it back to the village because the village is under attack from the Black Hand and I got to save him. And we're like, all right, no. Tried to convince him to fuck off. He wasn't really having it. Then I tried to be his friend and he didn't like that either. Didn't want to give me a hug. Then old Zarek is running around the trees, doing some sneaky shit, falls off a wagon like an amateur, and we pretend like he's not part of our group, so he doesn't get instantly murdered by the shady guy named Turley. So we're like, okay, that wasn't us, so it must have been you. It's like, no, it's not me. Then eventually we get tired of having a conversation, calls me a dog, so I leave. So then John takes over, makes it all nice with him. We decide to help him get the thing out because he has a magic scroll from Magrek, the hobgoblin sorcerer. Gave him a scroll of levitating. So yeah, then we levitated the thing out, put it on the wagon. Then we discovered that we were hired by the Black Hand, so we don't actually have to defend anybody, so we're the bad guys.
Awkward.
Yeah, very awkward. Saw that one coming. And then we let's see, what else did we do? Oh yeah, at the end, Hedrick, turns out he used to be in the Black Hand too, so he read the note. He read the note, and that's how we figured it out. The note that Garrett found, or sorry, Zarek found by the shed. And then we convinced him to give us the ox and the cart so that we could fool Uso Gliss into thinking we're still on his team, although we're just going to go back and fuck over Uso, according to the plan that we told Darian, which he agreed, and now his ox, his cart, belong to us.
And we also told that Garrett is still part of our party.
Oh yeah,
because he came back.
Yeah,
Yes.
he came back and we said, surprise, he's actually with us.
And we're about to bed down for the night, I think. Or we're going to a spot. I don't remember.
Oh, you're just kind of like, they're going to take us somewhere.
We ended in the evening, right after we convinced him to give us all of his belongings.
All of his belongings?
Yeah, like his ox and his cart.
Oh.
What?
We fleeced him.
Yeah, that was the last thing we did, is we rolled that persuasion check.
I remember a hug being the last thing.
Well, oh yeah, he hugged me, finally.
Yeah, it was like a hug of trust.
Yeah. We'll see about that.
Achievement unlocked, Tug of Trust.
So Zach got his catcher, got an MVP, one of his linemen leveled up.
Spicy.
Oh yeah, and our game, my MVP was the star player, got 11 SPP.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. They're star players for a reason.
Alright, does anybody have anything they'd like to add?
Yeah, I think Snicket felt some sort of disturbance in the force.
What is this on?
He had a nightmare about his destiny.
No, so no, we're good.
Also, one more thing.
Yeah.
Tito's the leader, as far as that guy knows.
That's true. I do remember that happening too. Also.
All right, I think we're good.
Yeah, everyone's good and ready. No questions. Better story wise.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Well then, since everyone is ready, we'll go ahead and jump back in with the four of you having just made peace with Darian von Strauss, Turley, and Henrik. Darian's 2 guards that he brought with him. Forget how it was pretty late in the day at this point. I think we'd even gotten to evening, I want to say.
We had agreed to move somewhere away from this crater and bed down for the night.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Correct. So, is there anyone who'd like to lead the attempt to find a safe place to sleep for the evening? Or are you guys trying to travel a little ways before you just immediately go off and find camp? Or make camp, I should say.
I'll lead us to camp. Fuck yeah.
I mean, I do have excellent memory for math and geography. So I think I should, but...
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
you again.
Let the rat do it.
All right, so Zarek, you're going to lead the charge for...
Yeah, with the bear cubs. Can the bear cubs stand on my shoulders?
How...
On your
What's your strength
shoulders?
score?
Probably not enough.
9.
They could stand on mine, not your
9.
puny little fucking rat shoulders.
You mean my modifier?
No, yeah, no. Your total 9 is what I was looking for.
Yeah. Was that so shockingly low that you didn't think it could really be real?
Yes.
No, I thought it could have been definitely been lower than that.
Mine's also 9 though. So.
All right, what's the? I always forget the equation.
Well,
bet you won't
remember
guess
one of
what
the
my
bears
strength
bit
is.
you last time, so
9.
Do you want a pillow, John?
I'm good.
you didn't offer me a pillow.
You want a pillow, Zach?
Mhm.
I'll throw it in the mail.
Thanks.
Amazon. It'll get there in 2 months.
What's your strength score times 15 is the total amount that you can carry.
So less than 150 pounds.
So 135 pounds is how much you can carry, Zarek.
But you think a bear cub weighs 150 pounds?
No,
Yeah,
if I had to
probably.
guess, probably I would say like 75-ish to 100 for like where these cubs are at, because they're also
It's like a large dog.
haven't been eating super well. But you also have other belongings on you that weigh you down as well, like your backpack
Crap,
and
you're right.
everything in it.
I can tell you how much my backpack weighs right now.
I don't tend to track variant
I do.
encumbrance because most players just absolutely fucking despise that rule with every fiber in their being.
I have 91 pounds on me right now.
Okay, so you would struggle. You could do it, but you'd be struggling.
Well, then I guess I'll let him just walk by me.
I can carry 200 more pounds, just saying.
Hey, I have some rope. Would you like to make leashes for your bears?
Well, that's
Would
a
you like
great
to
idea. I
leash
have
your-
some rope too.
They're
Leash your
wild
bears.
bears.
Well, they got to get used to being tamed sometime. So
Do not
Yeah, let's
leash.
do that.
No. Let the nature be free. Tito refuses.
Listen, big guy. These guys are going to be protecting us someday. We need to keep them around.
They know.
They know. All right, so we leading on? We going?
yes, let us commence.
Yeah, who's leading the charge? I know 2 people spoke up. Who would like to lead?
Garrett.
Garrett and his
All right.
bears.
Yep.
Zarek, go ahead and roll a survival check for me as you try to find.
With disadvantage,
Yeah.
baby.
Oh, I forgot. Why are we having the tired guy?
So a 10 total. All right, Zarek, you probably lead the group about half a mile off or so of where you were currently at with the actual landing place of the meteorite itself. You find a relatively shaded portion of some trees. Doesn't appear to be too terribly wet or snow-filled right now, and easy enough to kind of clean up and lay down some area for everyone to sleep, especially if anyone has any sort of tent or tarp to cover over you guys. It's not the greatest spot in the world, but for just one night it'll do. And there's enough cover that you feel well pretty well surrounded with all the trees and bushes that are around you. But if you started to light like a campfire or something like that, it would definitely show without much trouble.
It would show, correct?
Yes, a campfire would show.
I'd like to ask, what's his face? Sorry, I don't have my notes. If he thinks this is a good spot, or if he knows if there's a spot that he stayed at near here that he knows is good.
Darian? Or
Yes.
as
On
good-
Strauss.
It's as good as any to me. I'm not too certain of the surrounding area. I spend many of my time in the village. It seems it'll do for just one night.
All right. Good enough for me.
Wait, I have a question real quick. I just realized I haven't been keeping track of my experience. Should I have more than everybody else for fighting that one bear?
I don't track individual experience. I do milestone leveling, so you don't have to worry about that.
Okay, perfect. Never mind then.
So I keep track of it on my own and then award it at like particular points.
Yeah, that's fine. I realized I hadn't been keeping track of it at all.
You're good. I got the overall meter of who's in the lead on experience.
And we
It's
all know who
Tito.
it is. One dead rat.
Because I guess I don't know how much we talked about this, so we've already sidebarred some, so we can sidebar it real quick. I try really hard to not just award experience for see thing, fight thing. Like,
Damn.
if there's a situation where I planned, like, oh, this group of bandits is going to attack the group, but John is able to find a way to like hoodwink the bandits into taking some potion that does nothing, and to leave you guys alone. That would award the same amount of experience, if not more potentially, as it would be to just fight and kill the bandits. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
something to keep in mind. I don't know how many people know that. I'm not trying to like mansplain D&D, but I don't. It's a good thing to know if you haven't been told before. So
Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes
I didn't know
sense.
that was a thing. That's dope. Support.
Yeah. So don't look at everything like, oh, I have to kill this thing. I want a level. You know,
To be
like,
fair though, for my RP, my class and shit, he just wants to fight shit.
which is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'll learn the ins and outs of y'all's characters and what is like really good and deep RP for your character. So
In the
Don't
name
be-
of nature, I shall destroy it.
Well, that's just my defense for why I might fight things that maybe I shouldn't, like a poor bear.
All right.
okay, so cool. Little sidebar there. So just so everyone knows. Did anybody have anything they were looking to do, or were people looking to have a conversation with Darian and his two henchmen / guards / acquaintances?
I want to keep. Actually, no, I'm gonna be resting, so I don't want to keep a lookout
Yeah, can I sleep in the back of the
because I'm
cart?
super tired.
The back of the cart is pretty well filled with the meteorite right now, as things currently stand.
Can I curl up on
It's
top
pretty
of it?
filled with the meteorite.
You could try to, but it wouldn't really be the most comfortable thing in the entire world.
If I can manage it, can I take a long rest on top of it?
That's interesting. I'm trying to envision how big this is in my head, and then like how you could. It wouldn't be comfortable though.
That's fine.
Well, a long rest. Yeah, this is interesting. I don't know. Oh man. Yeah, we'll go with it. We'll say yes.
Roll for comfort.
Nice.
Oh, he doesn't. There's no roll for this. It's just not comfortable.
Roll for comfort.
No roll necessary. All right, anybody else?
Tito's gonna smoke some turtle weed while having the internal monologue we just had.
What's the first thing on? I can hear myself.
About how
Okay.
his deep desire to fight.
Yeah, he's thinking about all the things he's done and how he maybe should have done different. And I'm also going to take a long rest.
Okay. Anybody else?
Kind of over here near everybody else.
What'd you say?
I'm sleeping.
No difficulties on this side. What's up?
I'm taking a long rest on top of the cart, on top of the thing.
We're
He's
parked like a
resting-
camp area, right?
He's resting here on the side. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys moved about a half mile away from where you all initially encountered one another. You found a nice, secure spot with trees all around, enough for you guys to camp relatively unseen, but a campfire would alert to your location. Korg is sleeping on top of the rock. Tito is smoking some turtle weed a little bit away from the group, and everyone else is just kind of silently sitting and doing a little bit of nightly rituals in preparation for sleep.
I want to say, all right, boys, I'm going to hit the hay. I'm going to go and dig out some dirt. And then you crawl up in my little rat hole, fall asleep.
Okay.
And get rid of my exhaustion.
Anyone else have anything?
I want to talk to Korg before he goes to sleep. I guess I would walk over near the meteorite.
Okay. Guy begins to saunter off towards the cart, and sleeping Korg sprawled out over top of the massive glowing meteorite.
So I put my hand on the meteor and cast message.
Okay. You can feel an amount of magic kind of coursing through you as you touch the meteorite that supersedes that of what you normally feel yourself capable of as of this current time. The casting of message is almost effortless and very clear.
Okay, and I start speaking into his mind, saying like, "Hey, are you asleep yet?"
Not anymore.
Okay.
Can he respond in your mind as well with message, or is it out loud?
I basically have to point to the character and they hear it within their own mind, and then the response is something only I can hear as well. I think, I don't have it. Let me make sure. You point your finger towards a creature within range and whisper a message. The target and only the target hears the message and can reply in a whisper that only you can hear.
Okay.
And then all the rest is...
Korg, that brings me to my question of, do you want to respond so that only Guy can hear you, or are you just going to respond audibly so anyone can?
I'll open my eye, one eye, the left eye, and then I will respond brainwave respond. Nobody else can hear. Although I'm assuming everyone can hear.
You're assuming everyone can hear?
Yes, that's what I'm assuming.
Okay. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about, the whole you going off by yourself and getting killed by a bear and coming back to life thing. Wanted to see, if things are going to go smoother tomorrow, we got to have a little bit more trust between all of us. And this is all through the message. I guess
I'll
it's
assume
actually...
it's through message unless if you say otherwise at this point, because it's easy. It's a cantrip, so it's easy for you to recast it over and over.
Correct.
So you just let me know when you want to swap to verbal. Sorry.
Yes, I owe you a great debt for bringing me back.
And so what's the deal with that shard of the moon? It seems like you got a thing for this thing.
I did pick it up because I thought it was important.
Yeah.
But I don't know where it is now. After running around trying to move this boulder. I can't find it anymore.
You sure?
I am positive.
I cast Detect Magic. With my hand still on the moon.
Okay. An aura, a white wisp, kind of just emanates outwards from Guy. It goes about perhaps 45 feet or so out from you. And Guy, you can detect any magical items within that vicinity.
Does he have the stone on him?
Okay, let me, before we do anything specific, I believe your interpretation is correct. Let me look up Detect Magic again. And it says, for the duration, you can sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you, but because of the stone, it's elevated to 45. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object. There's magic. Okay, so yes, you detect magic on... We'll say that realistically, because of the camp that you're in, pretty much everybody's within range of you. You detect magic on Korg and on Darian, are two individuals that you see or sense the presence of magic on them.
I just sense the presence.
If you, and then technically you can use an action, I believe, to see a faint aura. If you sense magic, yeah, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object that bears magic. And you can attempt to learn its school of magic if it has any.
Does it have any?
So, as you attempt to identify the specific source of magic, or the type of magic, not source, that this small little piece of stone emanates on Korg, it is unlike any other magic you've seen before, except for a particularly large piece of stone that resides in front of you that you currently have your hand held on.
Okay.
So let me phrase it this way. You can tell that Korg has a piece on him because of Detect Magic. You are able to sense it, and you are able to also sense the meteorite in front of you, and you're able to identify that the two share the same type of magic. Though you do not know what that magic is, it is not something you've encountered before. There's no check even needed for that. It's just not something that's been encountered before.
Okay. Well, and I've already seen the stone as well earlier.
On him, correct, yeah.
Okay. And
so as skilled of a liar as Korg may be, Detect Magic also is detecting lies in this situation.
All right, and then I guess I'll take my hand off the thing, and if you want us to back you up in anything, you might want to start telling the truth, and I'll walk away.
I'm going back to sleep.
I see.
I guess I will go to Garrett's character and wake him up.
Zarek, you're shook awake by a large, bald testificate standing over you.
Hey, what gives, big guy? I'm trying to get some Z's here.
Seeing if you had any thoughts on the events of the past couple days. What are your thoughts on Korg? What are you getting from him? What are the vibes?
Yeah, he's big, furball. Can't trust him as far as I can throw him.
Okay. Well, that's easy enough. As long as we're on the same page.
I mean, as long as I'm keeping my eyes at the back of my head because I don't know if he's gonna stab me or I don't know. Just keeping an eye out.
Yeah, because he still has a piece of the stone on him, and
wait, what? He took one?
Yeah, no, he's had it on him pretty much the whole time. The whole lightning hitting the rock, hitting the meteorite was kind of just for show. So,
you think he's gonna try to give it back to what's the guy's name? Glisk? Urso?
I do not know.
JR, what's his name?
Urso Glisk? The black hand guy you guys.
Yeah, you think he's trying to double cross us and actually work for this guy? You think he's actually like a member of the Black Hand, a real one?
I just know that he wants this meteorite badly. So there's a lot more than he's letting on. I mean, not to mention the giant demon thing that gave us that plan to resurrect him. That's kind of a huge red flag too, but
And that might have been a coincidence.
I don't think so.
Well, okay, I'll definitely keep an eye out then.
And that's all I wanted to do. I'm good.
But am I at half point of exhaustion now that he woke me up from my sleep?
No, you not even really fully fell asleep yet. We got a few hours left to go still for a long rest. Probably more than a few. So with that, anybody have any last things they'd like to do before we complete our long rest?
Is someone keeping an eye out, or is everyone sleeping?
You spot that Turley is currently keeping an eye out as everyone else lies down to rest, and you could assume he'll pick some poor soul to be the next one after he's done keeping his watch.
Can I do a quick check for herbs?
For nature?
Herbs?
Yeah.
What
for
kind of
nature.
herbs you looking for?
The natural kind. The ones that grow on trees and plants.
You're in a pretty unique environment right now. It's pretty cold, so there's some plant growth, but it's different than what you were normally used to and from a more tropical climate.
Oh, then never mind. I don't recognize this
And
shit.
do I notice him looking for herbs?
You could see him kind of going up to a tree and kind of looking at it and just having a really confused look on his face, like this is not something he's encountered before.
Yeah, Tito gives up.
You can see he just gets kind of frustrated, and just walks away at this point.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I wanted to do.
Okay. So, as everyone lies down for the night, Turley stays awake. Keep a good watch on everything for everyone, just to make sure nothing fishy happens. Everyone's head hits there. Well, I guess no one really has a pillow in this situation.
My head's my dirt.
Oh yeah, I
Is
have
everyone-
like a bedroll that I'm using, I guess. Forgot
Oh,
about
for
that.
sure. I think most people probably have a bedroll. I think it like by default comes with the character when you first make one.
I don't think mine did.
If you want to opt out, you don't have to have one. That's
No, that part, the pack I picked doesn't have one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. It comes with a hunting trap instead. So I sleep on
Oh,
the hunting
good.
trap.
Yeah. Good trade-off. So as everyone turns over in their sleep, Sark, you fall into deep slumber.
Hell yeah.
Everything around you begins to fade away.
Oh, hell yeah.
Can't see anything. All you can feel is the grass in between your toes.
I think I know
There's
where this is going.
sound all around you. You open your eyes. It's incredibly bright outside as the sun beats down on you. There's heavy padding all around your chest and shoulders. A high-pitched whistle goes off in the distance.
I knew
And
it.
you hear the sound of about a dozen or so different creatures.
Wow.
You look all around. There are these things, small, darting and dashing from one place to another, hitting creatures all around you. You turn forward all of a sudden as one slams right into you, and you wake up suddenly looking all around, covered in sweat, shaken. You're not certain what just happened. A strange dream, perhaps.
I tell myself, oh, that was weird.
Whoa.
You get up, take a pee on a nearby tree, get a little bit of water, curl back up in your hole. Turley picks on Guy, and then Guy finds another one after that, whoever he'd like, to take watch. And after about 9 hours or so, everyone awakens the following morning, successfully completing a long rest.
Is there a way in Roll20 to just
I'm not sure. I very rarely use character sheets in Roll20 because I just don't make them for NPCs most of the time. Only like my big bads really get character sheets.
Okay, I think I'm.
We get half our hit die back?
You get half of your hit dice back, your HP will go to full, and you get pretty much all of your abilities will be refreshed. I don't think there's any ability or like spell slot that won't be refreshed after a long rest.
Oh, so I get my rage back, you mean?
Yeah, you get your rage back. You can expend, because I think you can, you can rage twice a day right now or something at your current level. Yeah.
Whoa!
Hell
It
yeah.
syncs my health in D&D Beyond to this.
Oh, that's cool.
Crazy. That's crazy.
God damn, Tito's a beefcake, 27 HP.
Yeah, I have 16.
Barbarians do have the highest hit die, though. No one else rolls a d12 like them.
Well, I think, like you were saying, with the whole alternative ways to solve conflicts, maybe that'll help balance out some of my OP-ness.
Your what?
That's why I
Penis.
try not to make it one-dimensional, because if D&D was one-dimensional and people just needed to kill shit, everyone would play like barbarians and monks and shit.
Yeah.
The point of it, though, is to encourage you guys to react to a situation however you want to or think your characters would. Because there's no downside. Well, I guess there is a downside potentially, but you know. That's all based upon how you act. Okay, so nevertheless, everyone wakes up following morning. Easy
Expected to
peasy.
get it that far.
Does anyone have anything they'd like to do in the morning, or are you guys looking to just eat some rations and just set off towards the village as soon as you can?
I'd like to get up an hour before everyone.
Okay, good start.
Oh,
Go
no.
off into the woods,
Okay,
find a
good
bear. Just play it.
I was really hoping you were gonna say like and make everyone a nice
Well,
breakfast.
I have to eat my morning ration because I have indigestion, remember? So
Okay, yeah, fair enough. That's fine. Everyone's allowed to eat their morning rations. We're not trying to starve anyone here. Anyone else? Or just Zarek eating his morning rations?
Just homeboy with his rations. Yeah.
after I eat it, I would look around and be like, hey, we need to get back to a town soon because I'm kind of running low on food.
Are you really? Or are you just saying that?
Now I have one ration left.
Hey, don't you have like an ability that?
Oh yeah, I have an ability. Never mind.
Before I get up, can I take my shard and scratch the big moon with it?
Sure.
The big boon?
Have you?
Oh, the big one.
Have you taken any time with the shard yet, Korg? Or have you tried to like figure anything out about it, or are you just kind of holding on to it?
Nope, it's just in my pocket, hidden.
Okay.
From everything except for John and his magic voodoo.
His magic
My
voodoo,
all-seeing eye.
Yeah.
aka spell casting.
Yeah.
How forcefully are you going to try to scratch it into the bigger piece?
Not super hard, but I want to see if I can like since we couldn't damage it with anything else, I want to see if I can determine whether or not like pieces of itself can do anything. You know how like you scratch rocks on other rocks?
Okay, yeah, I got you.
Yeah, like that. But not overly hard where I think I'm gonna break it or something.
Okay, you kind of are you trying to do it secretly as well?
Yeah, just like while I'm curled up, just kind of scratch it.
Okay, go ahead and roll a
Shielded by my
sleight of.
body.
Go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check with advantage for me then.
Oh,
With advantage. Okay. So you take a piece as you're kind of curled up, placing it really centered around you. The odds of anyone else being able to see exactly what you're doing are very slim in this situation. And you begin to take your small shard that you have and you scrape it against the larger piece of the meteorite. And after just a few seconds, you pull it away, and you can see there are scratches on the rock and the smaller piece that you have as well that kind of cause you to stop as soon as you could kind of see them forming.
So I tried casting Identify on this thing, correct? And it didn't really apply to it, correct?
Yeah, it wasn't a known item. Let me look up the Identify spell specifically again, though, because I think that is what happened, but let's...
Right there. I got it.
Thank you, sir.
He's like, let me get it. I also do that. Whenever you guys say shit, I look it up to see. This Roll20 search is dope.
Some other magic imbued object.
Okay, yeah. Did I tell you that you weren't able to infer anything from what? From the... Did you? No, you tried the meteorite, right? Not the piece of that Korg found, correct?
Yeah, no, I haven't touched the piece that Korg found, so I can't.
The actual large meteorite itself just imbues. It's not a type of magic that you've seen before. It doesn't. You don't know really what class it falls under when it comes down to like evocation, conjuration, all that jazz. You're not really sure what it would fall under for that category either. The only thing you know, and I think we might have talked about this, I'm not 100% sure, is that it's some sort of amplifier.
Yeah, I think we did.
It's like any magic that hits it like bounces off of it, but you can feel it like reverberating back at a more intense, like a more intense magic than it was before.
Okay, fair enough. Going on.
If there's something specific you want to know, you can always ask, and if it's something that you would know I'll certainly tell you some stuff, but I might not say anything. So if there's something specific you're looking for, you can ask like a more specific question.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. All right. Anybody else have anything? All right. Okay. So everyone gets up in the morning. There's a little bit of commotion, a little bit of activity going on, but not too much. Everyone's pretty quiet and keeps to themselves for the most part. Everyone takes a little bit of rations that they have, getting prepared for in the morning. You all begin to set off. Is there any particular marching order you guys have, or any particular way you'd like to go back to the village? What's the group's thoughts?
Are we going to a new village or somewhere we've been before?
No, the same one. The village of Nasu that you initially had your first session in.
Then I want to take the lead since I can recognize familiar, or I have good memory for geography and stuff like that. So.
Okay.
You're not exhausted.
And I'm not exhausted.
Mm-hmm. You also have Darian with you, who probably will have a good lay of the land the closer you get to the village as well.
Well, if he dies, then we don't rule that out yet.
Whoa.
Yeah, now with Zach in the group.
You never know what
everybody.
A violent streak in me.
You never know what the Black Hand may have to offer. Just never know. Okay. So Zark leading the way. Anyone have anything particular they want to be doing on the journey, or is anyone trying to keep watch? What
Tito smoking turtle weed.
Talk about what we're planning on doing with the group as a whole as we're walking.
Smart man.
Like I assume we're not just gonna walk in there and just play it by ear. I mean, is there?
Yeah. Who are we giving this thing to? We're bringing this. We're bringing this to the town. What's the goal? What are we doing? Does anyone know?
The goal was to get it to my friend, but I can't be seen, nor can my friends be seen around it. or your employer will know.
But is your friend in the town?
Well, yes, of course. You're just going to have to have to figure out a way to lead
Can
the
he
car
meet us
there.
outside of the town?
I suppose I could go in first and get her outside of the town, certainly. It'll be easier in her shop, though. I'm not certain how much work she'll be able to do outside of it.
Is this the, would you call this person a horomancer? Or what was it again?
Oh, the horology
Time
is
person?
the school,
Horology,
is
that's
the
it,
school of time magic
It's,
that she
This is the
is
horologist
specializes
we're
in.
talking about?
Romancer.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's the hobgoblin that he was talking about previously.
So she needs to get this to her shop. That's what you're saying.
Ideally, if you want her to be able to split it so we can each have part of it.
What do you know, like, what she needs in her shop? Like, could she bring it outside?
Oh, that's perhaps, maybe, but the more and more activity we do, the more and more we may alert those around us. You know what I mean?
I want to look around to everyone and be like, I don't know about you guys, but this big boulder is kind of gonna raise some eyebrows going into the city.
We
I'm
certainly
used
need
to
to
it.
cover it at the very least.
I mean, what can we say? How many things besides giant meteors from the sky are big and round like this?
Tito.
Exactly. None.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, any ideas?
I was really hoping you were going to lead into one.
Well, I mean, my best idea is have her come talk to us. But if she can't,
I mean, she certainly can. Just to see it initially. Maybe she can tell us more then. I don't
Are
know
we
for certain.
close to the town? Or are we outside it, right?
No, you're still a little ways off of the town. There's still probably. I mean, I'm just doing a bit of a time. I usually do travel time pretty loosely, unless if there is an event that's going to happen, or unless if the group or party is trying to do something. But if we're having like a genuine conversation where Zarek is kind of like, or I guess the guy initiated this, I should say, kind of stops everyone and is like, "Hey, what's our plan?" That's a little more. That's a little more real time, where we're kind of like in the moment of everyone having this conversation.
hey guy, can you make one of them potions that make things small?
I don't think so. It's kind of just random,
Just
and typically you have to ingest it.
Anyone
What if
have
we
any?
take a couple people in, go find the hobgoblin, and talk to her and bring her out?
I guess that's our best shot, as long as we can keep under the big meteor under wraps.
Shit, how long have I been muted?
Not
Probably
sure.
since you went to
A
eat.
little bit.
Damn it.
The last thing we heard you do was smoke turtle weed last night.
Fuck. You heard the O
Everybody
penis
seen
though,
stuff?
right?
Yes,
You heard the what?
you heard the O penis.
Yeah, you heard about your penis, yeah.
What were you saying?
Oh, I don't remember.
Okay.
At this particular moment, can any of you guys do any of those illusionary type spells? Don't have to make it smaller, just maybe make it look like a turtle shell.
What about a piece of cabbage?
Hey!
Folk have already seen a 400-pound piece of cabbage. It tracks.
That's a good point.
Yeah, perhaps it would.
I asked Korg if he can do that while touching the meteorite.
I don't think so. We could try it. Yeah, fuck it. Sorry, that's not very Korg-like.
Actually,
I don't think so, but it's worth a shot.
there you
There
go.
we go. That's Korg-like. Actually, more Korg-like would have been like, of course I can.
Only by myself. No one look.
Yeah.
Go ahead and
Everybody's
roll
gone.
a straight charisma check for me, Korg.
Smooth AF, baby.
Oh. Natural 20, baby.
Wow.
Okay. You watch as the large, rocky, white pores on the outside of this large meteorite begin to turn into this soft, frilly green, leaf-like outside exterior. It sends Tito into PTSD. He starts kind of venting, or excuse me, hyperventilating. You can see his hands kind of start twitching a little bit as he sees this massive piece of cabbage in front of him like this.
Turns
And
out
the
it works.
illusion is rather successful. If anyone attempts to touch it, they'll know something is amiss immediately. But from a distance, especially if you're just looking at it from 5, 10, 15 feet away in town, it looks like a massive piece of cabbage, even bigger than when Tito was turned to cabbage.
This should work. It's just crazy enough to work.
All right.
Oh, wait, who's going into the town?
And you used minor illusion for that, correct?
Yep.
How long does minor illusion last for?
It's a 1 minute.
Okay, so you're going to have to
Cantrip.
be using that over and over again.
Yeah, so we'll have to. I mean, if it's disguised as a big cabbage, I think we can just bring it into the town.
But the thing is that we can't go into the town.
No, we would have to go into the town before or after.
I mean,
I think
someone might recognize us, though.
If Glisk sees you in the town and you don't head to him immediately, he's not going to like that. I don't know what he'll do for certain, but I can tell you one thing, he won't be a fan of it.
Someone should go tell Blisk someone stole it.
Well, it can't be me. I have to guard the cabbage.
I think actually it should be you.
Then how
So
are we
you
going to
want-
make it?
You
Big
want
cabbage.
me to stop turning this into a cabbage? Go tell the guy who hired us that we don't have his moon. When
Well,
we
the
do.
thing is, we only need it to be a cabbage when we're in the town. If you go before we put it into the town, talk to him. We hang out here around it. And then kind of get a feel for what he's going to do next. And then we go to the town.
Okay, you want me to tell him that we got it? Or we don't
No,
got it?
no.
Someone else got it.
Yes.
Okay, I could do that. That's because Garrett and John are in the same place.
What if you turn on your sensitivity?
Let's see.
We got objections to the plan? I didn't come up with it, but the rat's the sneakiest one here. He would know.
That's for certain.
I'm not much
Hey, what's
for
that supposed to mean?
plans.
Means you're certainly the sneakiest one here.
You're like a little ninja. Come on. Now that you do that Boston accent, it makes me want to do it too, and I gotta try and stop.
Yeah, I think that
Test. I can still hear it.
again.
Test.
Testing?
Still. Test.
Could just use
Test.
push.
Now we're good. Now we're good. Yeah, we're good.
Whoa, don't suggest that. That's some fucking medieval shit. Push
I
to
mean,
talk.
I always use it. Of course, I got dogs and shit
So,
barking all the time.
Korg's gonna go talk to Glisk. We're gonna hang out here. Gonna watch over the little cubs. Actually, in the meantime, what's that guy's name? I should have wrote it down. The guy who's with us. What's his name?
Which
Darian?
Darian. Darian, you should go get your friend. Tell them to get ready to accept a package. Don't tell them what the package is, because there could be wandering ears in the area.
All right.
He does it so good.
Then we all reconvene in this location, and we move forward from there.
All right. Is there a good spot we want to meet at outside of the village? How far are we looking to go?
I mean, we want to, is there any like tree cover?
It does look like there's forest around it.
We're coming from the north, though, right?
Yeah,
the
but on the east side,
northeast.
there's that section of trees. We could just park it there.
I'd like to ask what's the guy from the black. There's a way that
Ooh, now you're
could
kind of cutting
make
out a
this-
bit.
Yeah, I think you're cutting out now.
yeah,
The sensitivity is probably too high.
No, it's all or nothing thing. So
She's push to talk.
no, not push to talk.
Yeah, just turn back human progress about 300 years.
What are you guys talking about?
We're talking about what the real shit is. The push talk is for animals.
Yeah, you could just be quieter. No, so I'd want to talk to the old black hand guy and ask if he thinks that there's any way to be able to get this in without them seeing or noticing. I'd imagine he would know best.
At this point, unlikely. The Black Hand is deep in our village. They have eyes and ears at all the gates. They'll see you when you come in, unless if you're incredibly sneaky.
Hey, did someone say incredibly sneaky?
We know how that last attempt went. It's
I was a
not.
little tired. That's different.
It's not in your cards.
That may be the best. I can't think of anything else to do.
Did you say that there's like, where is the closest tree cover relative to the city? Like, how far away from the city is it?
So there's a good amount. It just depends on kind of what you guys are looking to do, because Nasu is kind of like a village within a mountainous area, and there's a lot of the trees that you guys are kind of seeing on the map is various areas that are plotted out for crops, but there's plenty of trees and foliage that surround the village as well, that you could hide within. You could even stop at, there's a couple of landmarks around
How
it.
far out, like, from the city is the tree covered start? Are we talking like 100 feet? Like a mile? Probably not a mile.
It's a good amount. It starts probably a good 150 feet off of kind of where the entrance, for lack of a better term, is to Nasu. There's kind of like a pretty clear path up and on each side of this mountainous area that you can go up to get into the village. That's been pretty clearly plotted out, and that has various ramps and all sorts of that to get to the village on top of it.
I have an
And-
idea.
There
Oh,
are
go
some
ahead.
lookout points, but it's not like the village is just plopped on top of a giant hill and has like full 360 view all around. It's really like built in and out, and there are some portions that have like the mountains kind of butted up to the back of where the village is at. So the view is limited from the city, or excuse me, the village.
How thick is the tree coverage?
Pretty thick. Be like if you were in
So
it,
we're not going to be able to get a
even
boulder into there.
Oh, that's your question. Yeah, that would be tough. That would be
Yeah.
really tough. Your cart is way wider. You'd be having to move or chop things down to really navigate through it super well.
What if we have Korg and Von Strauss and them go in, and Korg can hide in the cart with the meteorite and put some illusion on it? and they can take it in. And then we'll wait outside and then come in later.
I'm just thinking, if Glisk thinks that we don't have it, it might get some of the heat off our backs trying to sneak it in. He might not be. If he sees us in the city, he's gonna be like, "Hey, what you guys doing? What you guys been up to?" Kind of wanna have an excuse and make him aware before.
But I didn't prepare it.
I think before we attempt to bring in,
Whoops.
we should talk
And say what?
and say, "Hey, sorry, buddy, we lost the rock."
Don't think that'll go over good.
You don't think I'll be able to convince him we lost the rock?
Then we technically would be telling the truth.
Who are we gonna lose the rock to?
These guys.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to Glisk. I mean, you can, but as soon as we tell him we failed him, he's just going to straight up murder us.
Well, what? Why? He promised us like riches and stuff. Why would he murder us?
Because we
If I
failed.
was rich, I wouldn't want to give it to two random nerds that came in and told me they lost my magic moonstone.
Yeah, but why would he kill us?
Henrik takes a couple steps forward, the guy who used to be a member of the Black Hand. Let me ask you a question. Why do you think Glisk told you that he didn't want anyone else to know about it?
I don't know.
Somebody probably wants him to get the rock for him. And he wants it.
If he's telling you to not let other people know about it, I don't think he's going to let other people know about it.
But we know about it.
Just my 2 cents.
So we go in, we tell him, hey, we got the rock. We need help getting it into town. He gives us the help, then we kill him. And now we have the rock in the town and his whole organization.
Hey, but it sounds like he's got a lot of little henchmen. That help might be a little bit too much.
Well, what do you think happens if we just give him the rock?
No, that's not on the table. We don't give him the rock.
No rocks.
This is a bad dude, from what I've heard.
I asked Von Strauss how he was planning on getting it into the town if we weren't there.
I would have just taken it in myself.
What? Do I need to take it right now?
That's what I'm saying. Cord, you could disguise it as something and ride in with them, and we could stay back.
Why do we
We
even
could go
disguise
the
it?
other
Why
way
is-
with it. We could just have me and my lads take it in, and then Gliss would be under the assumption that your group failed.
That's what I'm about.
That's also not good for us. We don't like that.
What? Whoa. Why do we not like that?
Because then we failed. What do you think he's going to do to the failures that know his plans?
We're gonna fail
We're
no matter
dead.
what.
We're
We're giving it
dead.
to not Glisk.
That's
How much room is in the back of the cart?
not very much. A couple
Not-
tiny creatures, smaller tiny creatures could slide in there, but that would be about it.
Yeah, I did not prepare the right spell for today.
What spells did you prepare?
I don't know. 1, 2, 5.
Okay, that sounds right, because it's probably your intelligence modifier plus your class level.
Yeah, I guess I really didn't change it in my spell, but Yeah, I'd say that would be the best thing. Is Korg, you go with it, disguise it. At least you're with it.
Wait, but how's he gonna disguise it? He can't fit in the cart.
I mean, can
If-
Korg fit in the cart?
If Turley
Like,
can
try to hide?
detect you whispering magic messages, there's no way we're getting it into town under a magic guise. If what old Hedrick says that they got Black Hand everywhere at all the entrances, they're gonna be checking for magic.
We play dead. We let them take it to the town. We pretend like we're dead. We hang out, and then we just gotta trust them.
Or even better, since the Black Hand's about manipulating people, we just all walk in together and then take it to Uso and then kill him. He thinks we're using these guys as our henchmen since they got the card. Smart of us. Yeah?
I mean, you really want to try to get the head honcho? You don't want to lay low and play it safe?
Well, I don't. If we're trying to play it safe, getting the moon into a town is probably not the way to go.
Oh no, we're sending other people to do it for us.
I don't think the moon goes into the town if we're trying to be safe. We got to do something else with it. Taking the moon into a town where the bad guys own the town is not the smart move.
Let's get that hobgoblin out here first.
Okay, so then the plan is go get the hobgoblin. I've
Yeah,
already been into the town once, back for clothing.
Well,
So I
then,
can go
Darian,
back in reasonably, because they know I'm ill prepared for the journey. And then we need give me Darian, who's got the contact with her. We go in, we get her, we come out. Back to the moon, off in the woods or wherever, and see what she says.
how tall is your guy? Is he like really big?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm like 5 something.
Okay, so if you are like wearing stuff, you won't stand up.
No.
Okay. All right. I think that'll work.
All right. Where are we looking to meet up?
I guess. Do you know of a good spot outside of town?
There's the cemetery we could go to. It's
It
the one-
sounds like a terrible idea.
Cemetery's too spooky.
What if we put the moon into the water in that lake over there? It's out of the way. Nobody's gonna notice it because it's underwater.
It
Right?
glows.
Can the moon fit in the bear cave?
Fuck.
Certainly
That's like hours away.
could, but we're heading in a different direction. Were you all encountered those bears too? Oh, put up a good chase, but we got away from them.
Yeah,
Let's
we
not
did
talk-
too.
Let's not
Okay.
talk about the bears. Yeah.
I say we go to the cemetery.
Okay, works for me then. I'd rather get the show on the road instead of
Hey,
standing.
you're not worried about this moon affecting with the undead or something? Bringing the undead back to life?
So we'll find out.
I don't think it does that.
I mean, do you know everything this moon does?
No. But I don't think it raises the dead. Because I didn't come
guess-
back.
I guess we'll see.
I didn't come back.
Have you been dead before?
No.
Are you sure? It's an
Positive.
odd thing to say.
I was just taking a nap. Don't worry about it. Let's go talk to the hobgoblin. Come on.
Oh,
I love how we have
alright.
2 Boston people on here.
I can't get rid of it. It's like stuck.
Onward ho.
So yes, we're heading back to the town, specifically to the cemetery, and then Korg and another group of people will go inside of said town.
Yeah, me and Darian are going in to go talk to the goblin. Because he's got
How
the
close
connect.
is this cemetery to this town?
It's at the base of the mountain.
So, like, can you see the cemetery from a town?
Not that you noticed when you were there. No, it didn't appear to have any sort of view.
Okay.
It's on the south side then?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
anything else? Or are we heading off?
Darian, I think Darian and I got to split off before you guys drop that off at the cemetery, because that's just wasting a lot of time if we go to the other side of the village and then have to scoop up back from the north. So you guys will have to take the cart to the cemetery while we go into the town.
Sounds good.
All right. And who is we again, Korg? Who is going into the town? You and
Me and
assume it was just
Darian
Darian.
on Strauss.
okay, so just the two of you.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep Turley and Hedrick.
Did anybody have any last thing they wanted to do or discuss on the way, or are we good to kind of do a little bit of a skip-a-rooney to actually being in the town? Excuse me.
Go ahead and skip.
Yeets away.
Like, did you want to smoke any turtle weed before the skip?
I mean, I'm pretty much. You can just
He
assume
smoked
I'm doing
during the
it.
skip.
The better question is, when is Tito not smoking turtle weed?
Yeah.
Basically, when you're sleeping.
All right, so we'll go ahead and skip ahead a good. Oh, what did we say before? It's probably in total like a whole day's travel. So we'll say we skip ahead a good 6 or 7 hours, maybe even closer to 8 in total before you guys find yourselves. We'll say about a mile and a half off of the village. You can see it intertwined in the mountains that it is built that it's built into. You can see the trees and the forest and the foliage that all surrounds the base of the mountain the village resides within, as well as the start of the path towards the cemetery that lies on the southern portion of the mountainous area around the village of Nasu. And are you guys going to go ahead and split off at this point, or what was the thought here?
Yeah, if they're, I mean, if it's at a point where they'd have to backtrack, it doesn't make sense for them to backtrack, so go ahead and have them split off.
All right, and so with that, Darian and Korg, correct, go ahead and split off heading towards the village. Not bringing the meteorite with them, correct? Just the two of them going in?
Yeah, just us, no meteorite.
As the rest of the group heads towards the cemetery, bringing the meteorite along with them. Do you guys have it disguised or covered or anything in any capacity?
Nope. We have nothing to cover it with. I don't have anything to cover it with.
It does glow, so
Oh shit.
it's that's why I stopped away from the village, so you guys have a chance to do anything about it if you wanted to. Because
Do you think if I covered it in
oil, it would cover up the glow?
I mean, if there are like pine trees, we could. The only thing I can think of is like on the way, we would just get like fallen pine tree branches and cover it up somewhat. So at least from far away, you may not be able to see it as good. I don't know.
on a sphere?
I mean, we could like fill the back of the cart with it, kind of.
I mean, that's gonna have to be how big's the diameter of this thing, JR?
I mean, maybe the top of it would be poking out.
Of the meteorite piece that you guys have,
Yeah.
what do we say? It's like
I was imagining like 10 yards diameter.
about 15 to 20 feet.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, but I mean,
The glowy bit's gonna be peeking out at the top.
Yeah.
I mean, we could put stuff on top. I mean, it's haphazard. I mean, we don't have anything unless
Paint it
you're
like a
holding out
turtle
a
shell.
50-foot long tarp.
Does anyone have a tarp?
Got my bedroll. I'm pretty big.
No, 50 foot. No.
Well, they have their stuff. Didn't they have
No,
tents?
I'm saying we
JR?
fill up the cart and then throw
Yeah,
the
they did.
bedroll over the
They had,
exposed
like,
part on
Yeah, so-
top.
They had some tents. They weren't very big. They were like meant for like individual people, but you know.
I mean, we could at least drape a tent over the top.
Yeah, you fill up the cart and then just cover the remaining portion sticking out. You don't have to cover the whole thing.
Yep. I said that's what we do. And I'd imagine we'd have quite a bit of time to do that on the way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You guys had plenty of time to do that.
He's calculating how many pine needles we'd need to do that.
I
See if there's
just
enough available.
I step on plants so you guys can pick
Just
them up
pine needles is going to
behind
be
me.
tough because I mean it's a rounded piece, so they're going to fall off. But if you could like combine that with using pieces
so the
of
pine
10
needles, the pine needles are essentially to cover up the base,
Mhm.
like and maybe up
I
like
understand.
a quarter of the
Not-
bottom.
not
like
just
pine needles
pine
and branches
needles.
stuff to the bottom,
Like,
and then
yeah,
the tent's going to cover
plants.
as much of the top as we can.
Okay, I understand what
I'll
you guys are
step
trying
on
to pull
small
here.
plants. You guys can pick them up and toss them in behind me.
Absolutely, you can. So you guys do all of this. You feel pretty good about yourselves. It's certainly more covered now than it was previously, at the very least.
That's what we're going for.
We did.
And with that being said,
It's not enough.
the two groups begin to split off, with Korg and Darian heading towards the village, and the rest of you heading towards the cemetery. Is there any particular side that would like to go first?
Let's let Korg. I want to hear some of that Boston accent again.
I don't have a Boston
Unless
accent.
Court thinks he's going to die again going solo.
I don't have a Boston accent. Yeah, that's fine. We'll go first. Me and Darian. Darian and I.
All right. And no big deal. Easy enough. It's all going to be just fine. Just fine.
I'm down.
No worries. Just another day strolling through town.
Where's your friend at?
She's in the slums. We do our best to hide most of our valuables there, oddly enough. The Black Hand doesn't do much looking in that area.
I fit in well there. My people are not smiled upon. Let's go.
All right. Look, I've been meaning to say something. About the whole dog comment. I didn't understand. I wasn't trying to be a prick. It came off wrong, and I'm sorry.
Accept your apology.
I didn't want us to get into anything with you thinking I thought less of you because of how you were born. I'm not like that. It's been tough around here recently. The Black Hand has done a number on this village.
We'll get your numbers back. Don't worry.
Thank you. I'll do my best to make sure you and your friends and your party gets rewarded the best we can, anyway.
Sounds good. Let's go find the goblin.
She's a hobgoblin. Let's just make that distinction now. I know this sounds rather picky, but please do not call her just a goblin. That will go over about as well as the previous thing we were talking about.
Ah, makes sense.
Hobgoblins and goblins are just different. That's
different
all.
as dogs and lichens.
Exactly. Just as different.
And let's go see the hobgoblin.
Right. Do you remember her name? I don't want you mispronouncing anything either. She's a bit of a prude when it comes down to it.
Megrick.
Correct. She's an esteemed scientist. She's worked hard to know what she knows. One last thing. We're going to have to be rather careful. I don't...
About
Getting her out. We did our best to make sure no one knew that she was here, and we'd like to keep it, and I'm assuming she would as well, the same, getting out. If we can convince her.
I can take care of that, no problem.
Alright, that's good to hear. We certainly needed some sort of win today. Alright, friend. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
And with that, Korg and... Wow, even I can't remember names right now. Darian. Thank you. Make their way into the village of Nasu. You pass these inner crumbling gates that are barely being held up. You can see a few guards on top, keeping watch around. I'm sorry, did you do anything before you entered into town, Korg, or are you just walking in as is?
I'm just gonna go
put a
in
cloak
as
on.
is.
You
Yeah,
put a
like
cloak on.
I have my. It's already on.
You have your hood up.
Okay, I have my hood up then.
It's a little bit of metagaming going on over there, Zarek, don't you think?
I'm not. I'm
I just
playing his
my hackles.
his familiar or whatever, not familiar.
Yeah,
His
my hackles.
guardian.
My hackles went up as we got close to the gate, and I thought to myself, "What would that little ninja rat do?" And I put my hood up
Okay, fair enough.
and shield my face.
Fair enough. Right. Go ahead and make a stealth check for me, Korg. See how well you can try to remain hidden and not be super recognized.
Valid.
Certainly feel as if you're moving very stealthily all around, but whether you really are or not is another topic entirely.
Okay.
Begin to make your way past the kind of crumbling outer gate. You can note there's guards atop of it that begin to whisper and murmur back and forth from one another when they spot Darian entering into the town.
I hear what they're saying.
Make a perception check.
Nope.
Rough day,
Oh
bud.
God.
Someone kind of bumps into you, Zarek, as you're Zarek, excuse me. Korg, as you're walking in town, and he just goes, "Hi, I'm walking over here." And you're just kind of blindsided by this rude individual, and you're really unable to get any sort of glimpse into what they may be talking about.
Okay.
You alright? I thought the plan was to stay a little more hidden than that.
People bump
Darian
into
asked
each
you.
other all the time. That's normal.
Alright, fair enough, I suppose it is. Alright, follow me. We can get there in just a few minutes if we're quick about it. I'm sure Gliska's men have already noticed that I'm back in town. It's not dilly-dally. And with that, Darian begins to pick up the pace pretty significantly, and it's kind of a bit of a game to keep up with him almost. He's not necessarily running or full-on sprinting throughout the town, but he's moving rather quickly, bobbing and weaving in and out of like groups and crowds of people. And he's definitely got some pep in his step at this point.
All right.
I'm assuming you're just doing your best to keep up with him and follow as you can.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. Good pace.
All right. You keep up with Darian for about 4 or 5 minutes, skirting in and out of groups of crowds, going through small back alleyways and twisting and weaving around the various parts of the slums of the village of Nasu. And eventually Darian comes to a stop. Relatively small building that he stands in front of. Looks like it's 2-story, but just the 2 rooms more than likely, one on the bottom and one on the top. You can see a faint amount of light coming out of some of the various cracks and windows that the home has. It's rather run down, though. The wood is rotting and really broken down and kind of molded and deteriorating at this point. But you can tell that the front door to this place is very new. It's a thick, heavy, some sort of metal door with multiple locks all around it. And you can only see one small little slit at the top where someone would maybe open it up so they could peer out of it. Come on. It's this one over here.
Okay.
Darian approaches the door, and he gives a few quick knocks on the bottom of it, and then one harsh slam on the top. And he waits a few minutes as you can hear someone inside making all sorts of racket around, metal clanking and hitting against one another, different bits and bobs knocking against each other and hitting the floor. You can hear a voice. All right, I'm coming. And the little slot at the top of the door quickly slams open. You can see these 2 large, beady red eyes peering back out. Huh. Took you long enough. They start kind of peering all about. And eventually they kind of spot you for a moment, and the eyes linger on you, Cord, as these beady red eyes just kind of stare in your direction for a few moments. Where is it? Can I come in and talk to you for just a minute, please? And my friend as well. The eyes continue to jolt all around. Where are the other 2? Darian, this isn't what we agreed upon. I didn't throw away everything I had to come here for nothing. Where is my rock? Darian lets out a very audible sigh.
Let us in and we'll explain it. This is not the place.
What he said. Make a persuasion check for me, Korg. All right. And there's a slam as she closes the little gap in the top for her to see out of. You can hear the scooch of some sort of metal or a metal chair or stool being pushed to the side. You listen as multiple locks from the inside are all undone one after the other. You can hear various clicks and clacking of bolts until the door finally slides and screeches open as it scrapes against the floor underneath it. And you can see this tall hobgoblin woman, rather large, kind of chubby. She has a deep blue skin that looks rather rugged and almost faded, like it's been left out in the sun too long. Her skin is very dried and cracking. Her right hand, she only has 3 fingers, and her left, she only has 2. She has those bright red beady eyes like I was previously talking about. She has gray hair that she has kind of tied up on the top in some sort of matted bun that looks like a top of a palm tree, just spitting out hair in all sorts of directions. Her teeth are all jagged and crooked in various directions. She has crow's feet underneath her eyes, and she looks like she is incredibly under-rested. And she stares at you as you kind of enter into her domain, Korg, and you can see while the outside of this shack looks utterly horrific, the inside has been done up with all sorts of metal exterior to the walls to help keep everything in place. There's all sorts of tools from wall to wall just spreading across the entire place, all sorts of unique magical and technological gadgets within here. Much more than you've seen in just any typical shop that you wander around in. The hobgoblin gets kind of right up in your face. Who are you?
I'm Korg. Friend of Darian.
All right, Korg, friend of Darian. Do you know who I am?
Or the esteemed time scientist, Megrick.
I'm scientist. That's a new one. I like that. Yes, yes, I am. And I will be addressed as such.
Understood, esteemed time scientist, Megrick.
Just esteemed time scientist will do. Thank you.
Very well.
Now, Korg, friend of Darian, where is my meteorite?
Well, it's in a safe location. We couldn't bring it here into the city. Because, as Darian will tell you, he is not the only one after it.
I assumed he wouldn't be. It's rather valuable if anyone knew what to do with it.
My group and I were hired to bring it to the Black Hand. We've decided not to do such a thing. However, we can't just bring it into the city without alerting them. So we've taken it somewhere else, and we'll take you to the Rock. If that's agreeable to you, esteemed time scientist.
As you're kind of explaining all of this to her, Korg, you watch as she just begins to sniff rather violently, like she's just sucking in air with all her life through her nose, just... What's that smell?
I farted.
She starts looking around the room. No, not that. There's a smell of new magics in my laboratory. Who has it?
I brought you a gift, esteemed time scientist.
Oh?
If we come to an accord.
Then, Korg, friend of Darian. What is this gift you have for someone of my caliber?
It is a small piece of which you seek. Esteemed time scientist.
Well, why don't you show it to me?
Do you agree to come with us? Away from the town?
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Nice. Not nice.
I want to see it first.
Very well. I pull it out. And I don't give it to her, but I show it to her.
She quickly walks right up onto your hand, and she has her face about a couple inches from the stone. She begins fumbling in this brown satchel that she has around her waist, and she pulls out this pair of glasses, and she begins flicking down various distinct levels to see the more magnified version of it before she starts looking all about it in various directions. She pulls out this little metal tool with like a diamond tip to it that has an odd purple glow to it. And she looks up at you. May I?
What are you planning to do with it?
I want to figure out what this piece does. Separated from the bigger rock. It must be different.
I suppose you'll have plenty of time to figure it out once you come to the big rock. Esteemed time scientist. Once the deal is done, you can have the token. And I'll put it back.
You can hear her kind of grumbling and muttering things to herself.
All right, listen up, you two. Fortunately enough for you, esteemed time scientist like myself has agreed to lend you her time. So, as soon as you ready my horse, we will be off.
Pardon me for asking, but your plan is to just ride a horse out of the city, which you've been so cautious to stay unknown from, esteemed time scientist. I have an alternative, which would benefit all parties involved, keeping
bring up-
your presence unknown.
He does bring up a good point. We put in a lot of effort to have you here unknown, ma'am. We'd hate for you to be seen.
I will only be addressed in such an appropriate manner, Darian. It is best you remember that next time you speak to me. All right, Korg, friend of Darian, what is your suggestion? You are much more polite.
You remain here, I will bring back a way for you to escape the city unknown.
Well,
No cost to you. It is a favor from my people.
I like that plan a lot more. Darian, I suggest you be a bit more like your friend Korg here. Things could run much smoother this way. Well, jump. Get to it then, boys.
Arian, wait here with the hobgoblin, esteemed time scientist. It is best you don't know these people.
All right. And with that, is there any last thing you'd like to do before you take your leave, Korg?
No.
Okay. We will go ahead and jump back over to the other group, though,
Yay.
real quick,
Who is all dead.
who, after an excellent navigation courtesy of Zarek, you all find yourselves located, or waiting, should we say, in the cemetery of Nasu, at the base of the mountains the village resides within.
Oh, he got a map for this.
Yeah, that's always a good sign. Telling you
Darian's
guys,
not here.
zombies.
All right. As you guys slowly arrive, you kind of do your best to usher the cart into a corner where you can hide it the best you can. Here, let me get a little tent or something. I like it.
A bush.
Is there anything you guys would like to do? Talk about, set up, prepare, anything like that while you guys are here? I just put this up so you guys would have a better idea of what it looks like.
Um. Hmm. Oh, that looks good. It's daytime, right?
By the time you guys get here, it would be evening.
Okay, evening time. Um.
Early evening. The sun would be starting to set, but it would still be bright outside.
Okay. What do I have? How much string do I have? Is that 10? I have 100 foot of string. All right, let's do some measurements here. What's the measure tool
Dude,
thing? There it is.
Don't make me do math.
No. I'm not making you do math. I'm basing it off the grid. All right. That's 50 feet. That's a lot of string. I want to 35. How do I have one
I'm gonna
bell?
plot myself next to the stone.
Okay. Easy enough.
Okay, I want behind this little like thing. Behind
Uh-huh.
this little, what's it called?
I
What are
don't
the things
even
called?
know.
The house. What is the house called in the cemetery? Yeah, behind the
Mausoleum.
crypt. Mausoleum. That's what I was looking for. Behind the mausoleum. I want to, like, from the center of this tree to like the center of like this tree. Can you see the arrow I'm drawing?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Give me just a
Okay.
second.
Yeah.
Leave
I
that
wanted-
arrow there.
I'm gonna put a string there, and then put my little bell on it.
Boom. There we go. Can you see that?
Sweet. Yep, I can see it. So put a bell on that. All right, guys, we need to set up a perimeter. We need to keep all eyes peeled at all times. We do not want anyone sneaking up on us. I will take the. I guess, is this oriented north? I'm gonna assume it's oriented north, or up is north.
Yeah, we'll do that just for the sake of ease on all the maps.
I will take the east. Well, you guys can figure something else out. I'm gonna take this side. You want to stand out in front, look intimidating. Kind of just sit there, look kind of scary.
Were you talking to Tito or the other guys?
Yeah, Tito.
Yeah.
Please take Scrappy with you. I'll keep Scrappy over here with me. Keep him safe.
Oh, this one's Scrappy. Here you go, Tito.
Make sure it's the right one.
Because you've got to keep your bear safe at all costs. You got a lot of things to protect here. A lot of room for error.
Actually, we're gonna go slightly in the woods. We're gonna go over here. And Scrappy's gonna come with me.
I pet the bear.
Pet the bear. Okay, make an animal handling check for me.
Shit.
Oh, we...
Damn it.
Does a 15 hit?
No.
No, it doesn't, or no,
The
you're
15
upset.
doesn't hit, no.
Wait,
Okay,
what? Oh, I thought you meant I was hitting him for 15.
No, you're being hit.
Oh, okay. No, it doesn't hit, though. I have 17 armor class.
Scrappy tries to bite your arm, but it doesn't get a good enough grip, and your thick outer skin is too much for him to get through as he's like trying to gnaw his way through your arm.
At first, I thought you were saying I pet him so badly that I just killed him.
No.
Is there, I guess, have I seen any like small game in the region the entire time we've been here?
Yeah, there's certainly some. It's hard to spot. It's usually a lot of rabbits, snow foxes, birds and such, but there's certainly some you could find.
I also, like, while I'm out here a little bit, I want to set up, like, maybe go 100 feet away and set down. I have a hunting trap, and I want to put my last ration in the hunting trap.
Okay, for sure. Make a, I guess, is survival going to be the best thing for setting up a trap, I feel like?
I would think so.
Yeah, go ahead and
I
make a
also
survival
have-
check for me.
I also, because of my, I guess I don't know if this ties back to my background, where I can, oh, I guess I can automatically get food, but I want to do it like in an RP way, though. That's what I'm kind of trying to do, is do this in an
Okay.
RP way. Because
For
my
sure.
thing is, I can find food or fresh water for yourself and up to 5 people each day, provided the land offers berries, small game, water, and so forth.
Okay, so you even
So
need to make
I'm
a
trying to
rule
get
before
some-
you can just do it then.
I'm trying to get some form of just like meat, essentially.
Okay. Well, how much time are you willing to commit to it? Like,
I mean,
kinda
I'm
more
planning on
be-
I'm planning on staying around. I mean, I'm not planning committing time to it. I'm just hoping that passively we spend enough time here
Okay,
that something
just setting up a
triggers the
trap and
trap.
hope that it's successful
Yeah.
over time. Okay, so
Yes.
do you have enough just to set
So-
up one trap?
Yeah, I only have one trap. So yeah,
Okay.
if we're not here long enough, I'm expecting it not to catch anything. But if it just happens
Okay.
that we just end up hanging around here long enough, then
Okay, no check even needed then. You can set up a trap without a problem, so that's
Okay.
totally fine. All right. Anybody else have anything?
Nope, just hanging by the rock and Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
I want Scruppy over near me, please. Thank you.
And I think I'm gonna keep
all the better.
detect. I think I'll keep detect magic up. As I'm kind of touching the stone,
Okay.
just
So
to make
we
sure that
will-
if anything magic comes within radius, that I'll be able to see it.
Is there actually like a mausoleum there? Is that the
Yes, that is there for
okay.
sure.
Is it like, was it obviously like opened, or was it look like it was sealed as we approached it?
It appeared to be locked and sealed. There was like a metal gate on the front of it that had a heavy chain lock around it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here trying to figure out how to pet this bear.
It's tough work. Anybody else? Nope, we're good on this side. Just kind of waiting for activity to happen at this point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fair enough. That's kind of what happened. But I just wanted to give you guys a chance to kind of like set up and have that prepared in case if there was anything you wanted to do, you know. Okay, so we will go ahead and jump back over to Korg then, who is currently on his way, moving solo through the town at this point. Korg, what would you like to do?
I'm going back to the alley.
The one from our first session?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And I'd like to call forth the contacts.
It takes you another, say, 10 or so minutes to kind of get out there. Another couple once you're there to make sure that it's totally deserted and no one else is around. And you find that familiar lightning bolt etched into the side of the building, and you run your finger and your claw around it or over it, and you can feel the surge of electricity arcing off of it onto you. And you wait for a brief moment before you hear a soft thud on the rooftop above you. Speak.
I have a mission, and I have payment. There is a hobgoblin I need out of the city, undetected.
That is all?
I assume she'll need passage back into the city afterwards, but I don't know. And I need information.
What information do you seek?
I need to know what this does. And I pull out the shard and hand it to him.
He takes a look at it. He holds one of his hands up, and you can see a surge of white light all around. I'm uncertain. Do you want it back, or may I take it and bring it back to you later?
I'll come back for it later.
And I will have your answer. What is the payment to get the hobgoblin out of the city?
Time with the shard. It is useful. You may keep it for the order.
It is unique. I will bring it back and see what the elders want to do with it. Tell your hobgoblin we will be there for her shortly.
I shall.
And with that, you can hear another soft sound as the figure jumps up higher onto the building before it vanishes into the evening sky.
Right, I would like to go to the market.
Okay.
and see what kind of equipment is in the weapons store.
Okay, is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Swords, perhaps. I'll browse stock.
All right. Are you looking for anything magical or just for like regular simple weapons?
I'll check out some magical weapons if they've got any, but simple weapons are fine too. I'm just perusing, looking for anything that would strike my
Okay.
interest.
For the sake of not trying to take too much time while we're currently separated, there's a couple of magical weapons available, but they're each at a pretty high price point. Each of them are over 1,000 gold for the individual weapon. One of them being a magical sword, and the other one being a magical dagger that are currently in stock. In terms of simple weapons, it appears this shop has pretty much everything: clubs, daggers, javelins, axes, bases, swords, the whole 9 yards. And those all reside at much a more affordable price.
How much for a sword?
Just a regular short sword.
Yeah, like a hand and a half sword.
Okay. A one-handed short sword is 10 gold pieces.
Nice. I'll buy one.
All right. Easy enough. Anything else you'd like?
Mm,
There's some armors as well, if that's your thing. I don't remember if your class can wear armor or not.
no, I'm good for now. Just the sword.
Okay. Yeah, just go ahead and mark off the 25 gold pieces, and you got yourself a shiny new short sword.
Okie dokie, Artoki, let's roll. I'll
All
go
right.
back to the Hobgoblin's house.
Okay. Making your way back from to the Hobgoblin's home after you've bought yourself your shiny new short sword. You saunter on back over until you eventually find a alone and befuddled Darien standing in front of the home of the hobgoblin that you all were previously talking to. He looks over at you as you approach. Did you do that?
What?
I don't know. These two men just showed up. They said that they were for her, and she just went with them. They concealed her. I don't know. They had some sort of protected. I don't know. They carried her off. What happened?
He's out of the city. Let's go. Return to the other group. It is done.
Do they know where to bring her?
Yes.
I'm so Why didn't we use them before? Why? What is happening?
No questions. Let's go.
I have lots of questions, though.
I can't answer them. We have to go.
That doesn't stop me from asking them. Who were those men?
They work with me.
Oh, all right. I can see that I'm not going to get anywhere here. Fine, fair enough. Let's get back to the others. All right. And with that being said, we'll go ahead and do a bit of a 30-40 minute time jumper, whatnot, real quick to get Darien and Korg back with the rest of the group. There we go. Zaret, Guy, Tito, you all can spot Korg and Darien coming from a little distance away, so you're not surprised at all when they approach the encampment that you guys kind
I'm
of
gonna
have
go
set up at
ahead
the
and
cemetery.
put a hand on a dagger under my cloak at the ready.
Okay. Are you staying hidden? Are
Yeah.
you up top in the tree, or are you like at the base
No.
of it?
I'm like, well, I guess the tricks. Let's say I'm up top. No, let's not say I'm up top. Let's say I'm at the bottom.
Okay.
But I'm like on this side of like the trunk, so it's like I don't want to
Not
be
visible.
exposed. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Well, I hope she'll be here soon. Did your comrades say that they were going to bring her by soon, Korg, or?
Yeah, now that I realize this, totally didn't tell them where to go. I just said out of the city.
Korg?
Coming out of the trees, with and bringing along Scruppy,
Hmm.
and be like, so how'd it go?
Went great.
All right, where is she?
She'll be here shortly. She's on the way.
Why did she have to pack a bag? Why is she not with you guys?
I
But
had
no,
to get her
Korg,
out.
why isn't she with us?
I had to get her out in a more discreet manner than through the front gates.
Was there like a wanted thing? Why was she wanted? Why couldn't you just walk through the front gates?
Her whole shtick was they didn't know she was in the city, so we brought her out incognito.
We put a lot of effort into making sure that the hand didn't know that she was there, and it was the goal to keep it that way.
Who's this we?
Yeah, who is this we?
Yeah, who's we?
Are you guys like the White Hand or something? We got another group here?
It's... I run a small resistance against the Black Hand. I'm trying to take back the city that I love.
That was a question for Korg, actually.
Oh, Korg. Well,
Well, he brings up a good point. He brings up a good point, though. Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Anyway.
I want to turn to the party and be like, how do we know? Okay, these guys come to us. They say that they are trying to overthrow the people that are in charge. How do we know? How do we know from a moral standpoint who are the good guys here? Do we have any hard cut evidence that this Black Hand are some bad people? Do we have? I mean, they said that letter. What did that letter say again? Something about.
Darian
What did the letter
raises
say?
his hand.
Yes, Mr. Darian, please.
Well, I didn't kidnap anyone's daughter, so I'm ahead on that front.
Okay, I forgot about that. He makes a good point. But can we verify that this is true? We never found the daughter because I wanted to go save the daughter, and this guy's like, no. That sounds kind of bad if he's not one to save some daughters.
We just can't save her first. We have to save her second.
Convenient. You need to get your rocks off first, right?
I think you're phrasing that poorly, and it's making it difficult to talk about it.
All I'm saying is these guys are trying to overthrow the government, and I don't know. They're sneaking people into the city. Why does the
Black Hand isn't a government. They're a group of crooks and criminals.
I mean, what evidence do you have of this?
You're one to talk. You worked for them. You took a job for them.
Okay,
Whoa.
Okay,
Now you're pointing
getting
fingers.
back to the task on hand. How are we supposed to find this lady now? And who took her? Like I said, who is this we that you're talking about?
It's my people. You know.
Your people?
No,
The
we don't know.
Lycans? There's more?
More than just me? Yes. That's like there's more rats than just you.
I don't know. I thought you were maybe like the last of the Lycans. I don't know.
No.
I've never seen any more of you.
I've never seen any of you, but you're not the only one.
Well, I mean, that's an assumption. You don't know.
I guess that's fair.
So back to Darian.
Her back?
Why did the Black Hand? Why'd you sneak her into the city? Darian?
That's not necessarily my story to tell.
Fishy.
Why don't we just get the woman back and ask her?
Where? How do we get her back? Where do we get her back from? Where is she? We don't even know where she is.
That's been my question. And since I've like continuously had detect magic up, I guess I don't notice core glowing now.
True, you would notice that there isn't any sort of magical item on Korg's possession currently.
10-4.
And 4.
10-4.
I'm having a hard time trying to get this fucking sword into my inventory. That's
So,
a
Korg, you got
sidebar.
any idea when she's gonna be here?
Yes.
Can you give us a time frame, kind of? I mean, it's already evening time. We gonna be spending the night out here? Should I
We should spend the night here. It's
spend the night here?
easier for my people to move in darkness.
I see. That's dramatic.
You are the same way, little one.
Agree to disagree. All right, so should we, if we're gonna be out here all night waiting for his people, should we set up camp or something? I mean, I don't know how many extra tents you guys have, because we're using one of your tents to kind of cover up our big boulder, if you know what I'm saying. So maybe a little short on tents tonight.
You can sleep in my tent.
You got a tent?
I just want to know how things got so out of hand so quickly. That's all I want to know.
I'm just saying, we've
don't
backstabbed
have
the
a
person
tent.
we agreed to do something for without even really knowing much. We're just going off a hunch here that maybe he's a bad guy.
If
We
you'd
don't really
like to
know.
go talk with him, he's just up the hill there.
I mean, I did, but other people had some disagreements with that. I don't want to stir the pot here. I don't want to go. I don't want to make multiple people angry.
I'm not going to stop you if that's who you'd like to have a conversation with.
Well, should we camp out for the night? Korg, you said tonight they're just going to be sometime in the night. They're just going to show up because they travel in the dark or whatever.
Yes.
Okay, well, that gives me more time to catch some food for the little cubs, I guess.
Look at Daddy Snicket trying to take care of everyone.
Tito, you got anything to say about this? Am I the only one here that feels like I'm a little crazy, just bandwagoning on to the next guy that says they're not the bad guy?
Well, do you want to be the bad guys? Because we could do that.
I gotta admit, some of the people in our group already seem like bad guys.
What's that supposed to mean? You're high all the time.
Bear wasn't my fault.
Yeah, you also killed the bear.
I'm just gonna go back to the rock.
I don't know what to make of any of these people. People are much easier to read on my island. And by people, I mean turtles.
Well, let's go, Mr. Rat. Let's go talk to Uso.
What? I mean, what's that gonna accomplish now? We already got I mean, that just might throw a wrench in the gears.
Let's
That sound
let's
like a
dip
good
our
idea?
fingers in all the pots. That seems to be your thing.
I mean, I am tempted to go talk to him because I mean, from the little I've seen, I mean, he was doing some shady stuff in the town center, but I mean, I don't know if he was shopping. Someone he pulled some out of his pocket. I don't know. It didn't. I was just. I mean, I can't say he's a bad guy because someone dropped something in his pocket and he picked it up and he smiled at it. I mean, that could have been like a wedding ring he was getting secretly for his fiance. I don't know.
So let's say these people are shady. How many maybe we should consider who we want to piss off the least.
Well, I mean, from what these guys have said, the big scary black hand is everywhere. They've infiltrated all the governments. They're everywhere. So they seem like the big scary guys that you wouldn't want to piss off. And it seems like what we're doing directly now will piss off those guys. But they make the argument that these guys are morally wrong, and so that we'd be doing the right thing by helping them overthrow the big bad tyrannical group. This brings into, you got to think about the moral implications of your decisions, and it's just a lot to take in. For having just met these guys, and having just met you guys 2 days ago.
You can see Darren getting increasingly nervous as this conversation continues. Look, man.
This
Cork, how do you feel about this from a moral standpoint? I don't know how you're I don't know what you think of standing up for the little guy and all that other stuff. How do you feel about this?
I think if the Black Hand is oppressing people, we should break the Black Hand and cut their fingers off. Chains are meant to be broken, as are those who would forge them.
But how do we know? I mean, what did these guys? Hey, Darian, after you overthrow the Black Hand, what's your plan? How are you going to prevent further uprisings of organizations?
Well,
you got a transfer of power in place or something like that? What's going to happen? Are you going to be king? King Darian? Is that what you want us to call you?
Don't really want to be the king or anything. I would more so like to be just a member of council that help rules over the city. I would get things in place like an actual city guard that isn't corrupt to protect everyone in our village first off. And then we need to actually pay the farmers and the people who do a job there. You get a card? You get a card.
What are the cards for?
No, I don't know. Someone started handing out cards.
Oh, I just saw a card. I'm like, what does this mean?
It wasn't me. Someone else is messing with cards.
I got a 10 and a 7. I don't know if that does.
It's not blackjack.
All right, so anyway, I mean, I don't know if you've been paying attention. This is me in character. I don't know if you've been... Okay, 1 second. Someone's trying to steal my cards.
I tried to delete them.
I'll let it go, I guess.
Damn it.
Sorry, I didn't know what that was gonna do.
Okay, as I was saying, obviously the Black Hand is not good, based on everything we heard on the ride in from the farmer. Let's just get this done. And obviously, if you didn't notice all the creepy bad guy vibes that Usuglis was giving off when we went there, I don't know. That's on you.
I mean, you seem like a wealthy guy. I don't know. I didn't see a creepy thing.
Okay. Well, you can go talk to him, and the rest of us can wait here.
Hey, I'm not trying to make any rash decisions here. I'm saying maybe we should just talk it out and make sure we're all okay with the moral implications of what we're choosing to do.
Wait here for a woman? Sure.
Oh, I've been talking about bigger picture things. We can wait for the woman. I don't care. But when's she going to be here? Maybe this is just a distraction and she's going to get killed.
How about we take it one step at a time? We don't even have the woman. So.
Okay. Peace. We can wait it out.
So, just so everyone's on the same page, you've decided against betraying me and my friends, correct?
Oh, who said anything about betrayal? We weren't talking about betraying anyone. We were just
You're
talking
the only
about.
one that said that.
Yeah, we were just trying to grasp a hold of the situation and make sure we understood all sides as they were presented.
Well, that's a bit unnerving.
Hey, I mean, if you're telling the truth and you have goodness in your heart, then that's the truth. And we'll understand that and we'll make a decision based upon that.
He has goodness, but I have less.
Wait, who said that?
Your all heads all turn
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
to a figure holding Scruffy
Oh
No!
no!
with a knife to the bear's throat. You and your
Whoa
friends
there.
leave
Tito's getting real pissed.
and leave this rock, and you can take your bear and go.
He didn't happen to stand on the hunting trap I set down, did he?
No, he did not.
Dang it. Whoa, which was this? Which was this? What's this guy's name? Is it Hedrick? Or is
Mhm.
it? Okay.
The other one is Turley.
Turley, yeah. Okay, Hedrick. I'm gonna need you to slow down. Which side are you working for? Are you back to the Black Hand? Who are you working for?
I can hear a turn when it's right in front of me. I don't trust you or your friends. I didn't to begin with, and after your recent conversation, I certainly trust you even less.
I kind of look over my shoulder to Darian. Hey, Darian. Do you know what your friend's doing here, or can you talk him down?
Come get your mans.
Arian's just kind of rubbing his eyes. He looks exhausted at this point, like he just doesn't even want to deal with any of this anymore. I think we should all just take a deep breath. Everybody calm down. There's nothing going on here, no foul play amiss. We can all just get along and just continue on what we're doing. I'm sure Korg's mysterious group of friends will deliver her any time now, and we'll all laugh at this situation like it was some big goof, right?
Right.
I hope so.
Right. So, the way I see things, just kind of trails off, like he's not really sure what to say next.
I would like to.
Is he inching towards me?
Yes.
What did I
Insight
wanna
check.
do?
What are you trying
Insight check
to?
for what?
I don't know. Is he actually just annoyed, or is he up to no good?
Okay. Go ahead and roll an insight check. From your distance, it might be a little bit tough.
Of these nuts, he says.
Seems like he's bluffing a little bit, like he might be trying to buy some time.
I kind of, I get up kind of on, I kind of sit on the, what is that, the wagon or the cart, ready for him to possibly do something bad. I mean, kind of readying my crossbow, like at the ready, kind of at my side, but at the ready.
Okay.
Do I notice Guy doing like kind of readying his crossbow?
From where he's standing and where you're standing, you wouldn't really be able to see him. The cart and the boulder, or the meteorite, excuse me, are way too tall together.
Okay.
I put my offhand on the meteor and cast message. Not really caring if they see. I cast message. Well, actually, no. I'll try to do it sneakily. Why not?
Okay, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check for me.
You're gonna try to do message. It's gonna like boom it out and everyone hears it.
Okay, you do your best to kind of conceal your gestures and your whisper as you begin to send off a message to...
I do it to Korg, since he's closest. And I tell him, I think he's trying to buy time for something. Be ready.
Okay. I sense that.
Is he still coming near me?
He's still kind of like inching his way closer, yeah, for sure.
Can I walk and ready my dagger at the same time?
Yeah, for sure. You could kind of brandish it and pull it out. It's a little... Are you trying to do it concealed, or...
Yeah, like, my goal is that if he makes a move, I'm close enough that I can attack him from behind with my dagger.
Do I notice Korg moving? And do I notice him readying stuff? Do I notice him readying stuff, or just him just moving?
You notice him moving. Korg, make a sleight of hand check.
Yeah, where's my character sheet? Now we're getting into the good shit.
Let's go sleight of hand.
Yeah, no, you guys don't notice him pull out a dagger and ready it.
Wait, what am my passive perception, though?
Yeah, what's your
Which
passive
is
perception?
17.
Oh, just kidding. You definitely noticed. Sorry. I didn't realize you had that high of a passive perception.
So I noticed Korg doing that. Oh god.
Thank you, Spelma. What do we do?
So
Snicket is torn.
I go around the side, still kind of at the ready. Okay, I don't want to measure.
You guys should be able to move your tokens freely.
Yeah, no, I was measuring.
I want to, like, basically now be super aware of my surroundings and, like...
Okay, make a perception check for me then.
Yeah.
Is there anything in particular you want to check for? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no, I want to check for, like, essentially... Like, I want to know what the... What's the T guy's name again?
Turley?
Turley. I would see if he's making any movements, and I also want to, like, keep aware of the tree lines that don't have the bell, just to see... Actually, even, like, any tree line I can see, to see if there's anybody else, like, in the trees, or if I can see any sort of movement.
Okay, that's what your perception check was for? That 22?
Yeah.
Okay. You can see that both of Turley's arms are concealed underneath a cloak that he has, and you can definitely see that there's a little bit of movement going on underneath it, though. And Turley has a quiver on his back as well.
Okay.
As far as some movement, you spot a little bit of movement in the trees behind where Henrik, the other guard, is staying. And as you spot a little bit of shuffling, you hear a sharp snap and a resounding thud and a
Enter, baby.
And a yelp.
and just a horrified scream off in the distance as well.
Was it a humanish yelp, or was it like an animal yelp?
It was a humanoid-like yelp, yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Got that ass.
And everyone instinctively kind of turns around, and you can hear another figure shouting, and it's a much lower, more muffled voice. And then you kind of just barely hear a muffled scream for a few seconds more before the sound kind of stops, and you hear a snap of metal before the sound kind of hits a quiet.
I want to, oh god.
Do I notice Darian doing anything with his hands or his body language, anything else other than inching towards me?
Not at this point. He's not really messing with anything. He's looking over towards the source of the sound, and you can hear him kind of letting off a muffled curse to himself as he hears the commotion from a distance.
I want to bolt for Hedrick.
You want to run in his direction as fast as you can?
Yeah.
I raise my crossbow.
And if I can, like, I want to try to tackle him if I can without him reacting. But if he can react, then whatever. I want to charge towards him with the intention of tackling him.
So how close are you? Because how much movement do you have? Because right now he's 45 feet away from you. So
I'm going to go on all fours. So it'll take me... I can get 30 feet on all fours.
You can get 30 feet on all fours?
Yeah.
So it's going to take you, like, almost 8 seconds to just, like, run from where you are to where he is.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make...
Actually, you know what? You know what I think I'm going to do?
Okay,
I'm going to... there's nothing really to conceal myself with. Right? There's nowhere I can, like, really conceal myself?
I mean, there's a couple of trees and, like, headstones or tombstones and stuff around you, but you...
I have to
everyone's
run out in
kind
the
of-
open, essentially,
you're
to get...
kind of out in the open right now, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. I think this is a tough spot to be in. I want to walk towards Hedrick. But like I want to walk towards the tree line. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. I wish there was like a quick way to do the arrows. I want to walk like this way towards Hedrick to attempt to get towards the tree line. Like walk essentially like this direction. Start walking towards Hedrick. And I want to be like, hey, there was a little bit, I mean, we're all high tension right now. I mean, I guess, tell me how far I get while I'm saying this. Just calm down. Everyone's a little bit stressed, like Darian said. We're not making any rash decisions here. We're not going to be killing anyone. No one's going to die. We're not going to betray anyone right now. We're just talking. How far do I get when I'm saying that?
You can get probably right to about here or so.
Okay.
Just from that. He notices you moving, and he kind of tightens his grip around the cub. Pace back and forth all you want, rat, but take a step towards me, and your cub's blood will stain this floor.
I'll go, all right, fine. I'll back off. I'll back off to make it feel better. And I want to like step back, but still kind of like towards the trees.
All right. You can see he kind of begins to just pull the cub away from the tree line at this point. Back towards just a couple of the tombstones over here out in the open.
I want to whistle at Tito because he apparently is asleep during all of this.
He's trying to pet the other bear cub still.
Hello, that's to Tito.
He's rolled 3,700 animal handling checks.
Does Tito? Do I need to roll like for whistling?
Tito's pretty pissed off.
Is that performance?
Tito's pissed off.
Tito mad.
So I whistle, and as I whistle, I like continue to go back into the woods, and then hopefully I'm at that point. Is it where I could stealth?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
Okay.
Everyone knows that you kind of just vanished off into the woods, but where you may pop back out again is not... people are not exactly certain about, so...
Okay. I want to go to where that trap was, but I want to do like... I want to approach the trap out of sight, like a point where I could basically see the trap, and that I could still be concealed if that's possible.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. We can definitely do that. So we'll say
Okay.
that you move up to kind of like about here. And at
I'm
this
hoping
point,
Tito does something that he heard a whistle.
Alright, Tito kind of wakes up. All he remembers was a fucking bear's life being threatened.
anything you'd like to do or say, Tito?
I'm gonna start headed towards this guy.
Which guy? Oh.
Oh.
Oh God.
No, just
One
kidding. Based
more
on that
step,
reaction,
Tortle.
based on
And
that
you won't
reaction.
like what happened.
I'm just trying to get a better look.
Better what?
A better look at the piece of shit who would hold a knife to that poor bear's throat.
It wouldn't be in this position if you hadn't come around.
Ooh.
That's some kind of joke about me having a shell. Pretty messed up, dude.
You know what? I'll say it. I've always hated turtles. I love me a plastic straw, and there's nothing you can do to stop me.
Plastics? Nice.
Have I gotten to the trap yet?
Yeah, in just a second here. Let Tito say
Okay.
his piece.
And real quick, are the other two guys doing anything?
Turley's still kind of fidgeting underneath his cloak while Darian is just kind of looking around rather nervously at this point.
So what did Turley say at the beginning when he grabbed the bear?
No, Hedrick grabbed the bear.
Hendrick? Hedrick?
Yeah.
What did he originally say?
He said that he knew a turn when he saw one, and he told all of you to leave the rock, and you could take your bear with you.
Oh, he thinks we're double crossing him.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, continue. Sorry.
Okay. Anything else you wanted to say, Tito?
I don't really understand what's happening right now. But all I know is you need to put that bear down. And I kind of unsheath my axe and say, or we're gonna have a problem.
You will find your rat friend, then, that's hiding in the bushes, who speaks of betrayal.
And I guess I speak up. I'm like, all right, we all just need to calm down. We're all very stressed.
I say, I wasn't even speaking. I wasn't even a part of this conversation.
We all have our weapons drawn. We just need to calm down.
The only one I'm not gonna betray is nature. You put that bear down.
Darian sighs once more. Do we need to do anything rash here? Or can we put our weapons down, like Guy suggests?
I think we all just need to back up away from each other and take it easy.
Do you back away from that rock, Guy? I know some magical funny business when I see it.
I'll keep my hands where they're at, but I'll stay right here. You'll know if I cast something.
I think you need to take a few steps back. You've grown a little too fond of standing close to it.
Do I see anything magical on the two guys that are within Darian and the other guy?
Darian, yes. Turley, no.
Okay. I'll stand right here so I'm not like out behind it.
And Zarek, at this point, kind of rummaging through the forest, putting band-aids around his wounded ankle, you spot two figures. A gnome and a dwarf, each heavily armored, the gnome with a very bruised and bloodied ankle from where he set off the trap that you previously laid. And you can see his dwarven friend is helping him put band-aids all around it.
I want to essentially just sit there and observe, and I only want to intervene if I see them start making a move towards the open area.
Okay. Right now, it looks like they're just kind of trying to bandage up the gnome's wound right now and kind of get him prepared or ready again.
Yeah. I also want to ready the the bright green potion that guy made. I want to ready
Okay.
it in my hand to just toss it.
Wait, is this the acidic one?
Yep.
Yes, the one that burned Cork's tongue.
Okay.
I want to ready it,
for sure.
and I want to start aiming at eyes.
Okay. Hey, boss. Turley speaks up. Did you ever think about where they sent your friend? The hobgoblin one? Is she even coming here? Or have they made their minds up before they came down to this cemetery?
Okay, I am gonna step over here,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna cast lightning surge into the sky.
What?
Into the sky?
Yeah.
What is lightning surge a cantrip or is it a spell?
It's a cantrip.
Wild card, baby.
It's Eldritch Blast, but like
Okay, it's your version of Eldritch Blast.
yeah, but light.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's totally fine. Okay, so you guys watch as a spark of electricity or lightning zooms up into the air around and crackles all around you, kind of like a soft crack of thunder through the sky. And everyone turns towards Korg, the center of the sound.
That's enough.
Very commanding.
We're all on the same side here. Who decided we weren't? The ex-Black Hand guy did. So either put down the bear and come to an agreement like the rest of us, or it'll be an unfortunate time for everyone.
What does that unfortunate time entail?
A lot of strife, a lot of hardship, maybe some bloodshed, death, the afterlife,
Well,
meeting your maker, you name it, whatever you want. There's no reason for this. Everything is still according to plan. I'm assuming I don't notice those two chuckle dicks over there in the woods.
no, that's just for Zarek.
So let's continue with what we were planning. We wait here for the scientist. Under the cover of darkness, she will be here. And then we will continue.
If we were going to double cross you, we would have done it when we had the numbers.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage for me, Korg.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I was
okay.
I was helping your persuasion.
Oh, okay.
The way I viewed that was Guy was helping Korg make his point after Korg made the majority of the speech.
What am I doing? Persuasion?
Yes.
Nice. We're pretty fucking persuasive. I'll buy that for $1.
All right. I think Hedrick just got a little concerned with some of the things that were being spoken. And at this point, Zarek, you can notice as both of these two begin kind of inching closer as the bandage has finally been totally put up around the gnome's leg, and they begin inching their way closer and closer towards you.
Towards me?
Yeah, not necessarily like they're heading. They don't seem like they see you. It sounds like they're just moving in a direction that happens to be the direction you're in.
Okay. Is there a way I can shimmy out of the path and still stay under cover, or is there no cover available to go
They're
to?
shown with this detect magic.
There's definitely plenty more.
Yeah, definitely not
Okay.
120 feet.
Then I want to. I guess I want to shimmy around them so they can pass, but I want to essentially basically keep them between me and the open area.
Okay. Easy enough.
Like,
go ahead and roll a
if they
stealth
move
check for
forward.
me.
Okay. Hey, baby.
Oh, wow. I don't even think they can roll that high, so we're not even going to waste our time with that one. So you kind of shimmy yourself around them as the two of them continue their way. You can hear them kind of muttering back and forth to one another.
Can I pick up on what they're saying?
Oh, yeah. You don't even need to roll or anything. They're just close enough at this point that you can pick up on it.
So, what's the plan here?
Boss says we need to go in when things get a little bit hairy, is what he told us.
What's that supposed to mean? Do we kill the wolf first?
Wait, hold on a second. But when he says things get hairy, before he even says kill the wolf, I want to throw the acid in the dwarf's eye, and then, like, in one swoop, like, stand up, throw the acid at the dwarf's eyes, and then make a charge for the gnome.
Okay.
Actually, I mean, I'm close enough now, I'm assuming, where I could make a surprise attack on the gnome, too. Or if I could just get an attack off on the gnome.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. So you're gonna get that shot against the dwarf, no problem, because he's unaware that you're there.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna make a dexterity check with disadvantage to attempt
But
to
freaking
dodge.
dwarfs have resistance against poisons. I didn't even think about that.
Well, it's
Not
acid, not
acid.
Oh, it's
poison.
acid. What is acid but very strong poison?
Okay, so the dwarf with disadvantage rolled a 4. -1 is a 3, which will not pass. So, Garrett, go ahead and roll 2d8 of acid damage for me here. It's normally 1, but we're doubling it because of the surprise. Six.
Yay, 6.
Wait, it says, oh, you got a 5 and a 1. Okay. 6 points of acid damage to the dwarf as you throw the potion bottle in his face, and it cracks and the acid burns all around one of his left eye. You can just see it singed, and pus begins to pour out of it, almost like it's being sealed shut. And then make a dexterity check for me, Zark. Let's see if you're quicker to react than our gnome friend over here.
Ooh. Probably not.
Actually, he got a 2. So,
Oh!
so he's got a 7, or excuse me, 6 total. So you are actually faster.
So I'm assuming that
ahead.
throw was going to be like was that my bonus action or the...
What we're saying is that was effectively like a surprise round, and then you just moved quicker than him, and you're going to get a hit in on him.
Okay.
I guess we'll pretty much consider that like your bonus action. Yeah, that's probably the best way to phrase it, honestly.
Okay.
And we're really allowing so much just because you took them both by surprise.
Am I still technically hidden, or as soon as he's hit, I'm not hidden
No,
anymore?
you're not hidden anymore, so you're not even, unfortunately, unless if you can give yourself advantage on this attack somehow, you won't have sneak attack damage.
Yeah, okay. Then I will just, as I'm running over, I'll unsheath I'll basically, because I threw with the one hand. As I was doing that, I was pulling out my short sword. And then when I get to that guy, I just give him a good old slash with the short sword. Short sword.
Go ahead and roll the hit for me.
She sells
Yowza.
shells by the
That
seashore.
does not hit.
All right, yeah, an 8 does not hit, unfortunately, as the gnome just kind of ducks downward and dodges out of your short sword attack. And then you want to try to run away as well, Zarek? Is that right?
Do I have movement? I have movement still to do that?
Yeah, you still have movement here.
And he's aware now that
Yes.
I have.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm saying, so I'm trying to think, because I've used my bonus action now, right? We're saying that poison throw is a bonus action, so I can't use my cunning action.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll say that the dwarf is incapacitated for this one surprise round because you just took him by surprise with throwing that acid in his face. But it looks like the gnome is ready enough to make an attack against you if you try to run away at this point.
I want to whistle as loud as I can.
Okay.
And then that's it. Because moving away would trigger an attack of opportunity, right?
It would from at least one of them, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm just going to whistle as loud as I can.
So you all hear a very high-pitched whistle come from the forest to the east. And everyone kind of hears the screaming of this dwarven figure as he kind of stumbles out from behind the trees with acid burning all across his eyes. And you watch as the dwarf kind of stumbles out of his place. Turley immediately flaps his cloak open, and he reveals the short bow and begins aiming another shot directly at the other cub standing here in the open field by itself, as the other cub, Scruffy, still with a blade to its hand by the other guard of Darien. We'll go ahead and leave off there this time, and we'll come back next week and roll initiative at the start of our combat.
Oh.
What did you say about Darien? You said the other cub what?
The other cub is getting shot by an arrow from Turley.
No, he's aiming at it.
He's aiming at it. He hasn't shot yet.
Oh. I thought there was an arrow mid-flight.
No.
So I was like, oh, shit.
No. There's no arrow been shot yet at the cub. He's just simply aiming at him as like a threat. And that combat will potentially take a little bit, so I just don't want to get into anything that's too long for the night.
That's cool.
I accept.
I think I can turn off this push to talk now.
Yeah, I done fucked up. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. They were trying to betray us the whole time. That's what I'm going with.
Well, I forgot to tell them where to bring the fucking scientists.
They're just like, okay, we'll take it outside the city. Anywhere.
Yeah, she's just like waiting outside the gate, like, man, it's cold out here.
My hope is that they saw the lightning that I shot into the air and recognized that and been like, oh, maybe we should take her here. But it's hard because I don't know the backstory of the faction that I'm dealing with. I kind of get where JR's going with it, but I also have no idea. So it's like,
okay, we can talk about it sometime if you'd like to, if you want more information on it. I won't tell you necessarily everything, but I can tell you things that I think your character would realistically know, so that way you have more information or a base point to go off of in the future. And that's the case for anybody who'd like to flesh things out more. I'm always happy to talk about specific
I'm surprised
details.
Garrett didn't
yeah, I'm down with that.
Actually listen to the conversation first before just if things get hairy, attack!
Well, that's because that's how my character is.
Oh, he hates hairy things.
He's from Boston. He doesn't play no games.
He's very paranoid.
I just love how I'm like 15 feet away from Darrington or Terry. I don't remember his name. Terry Crews, yes. Yeah, that's not going to be good. I'm squishy.
Well, I was about to say 2.
Get rid of this thing on my inventory, this potion.
2 strikes. And that fucker was going to be dead.
2 strikes. Just cleaved.
Maybe less. But it would have to be 2 so I could cut him off at the fucking legs so he'd drop the bear first.
So did he drop the bear to aim his bow?
No, he didn't have a bear.
Yeah, it's the
Hex
other
had a
guy.
bear.
He's the guy by the cart.
Turley didn't have a bear.
Oh,
Turley's
okay.
the guy that has the cloak on.
This guy.
This
Okay,
guy.
I'm not in. Oh crap, I'm not in there.
You
Oh,
got the bottom
okay.
left.
Oh, he was fiddling with. Okay. Whoops.
If you're ever confused, always feel free to stop me if you feel like I'm not explaining things well or you want a more specific
No, I was just
breakdown of
kind of.
what's
I was
going
like,
on.
how is his hands fiddling under his cloak when he's holding a bear?
Oh, I didn't
Like,
see
what
that
the-
guy over there. Shit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll just roll into initiative.
Damn, I should have just
Later,
ran
so.
towards Darrington.
I think his
Jack
name is
Ryan
now
most
Tyrion
valuable person.
Darrington.
No, it's Von Strauss. God damn it.
I should have though. I should have just ran straight the fuck at him with my X-rays. I was a little bit distracted.
Hey, now I just freaking. Is it next week yet?
JR, did you watch the first episode of Campaign 3?
I have not watched it yet, but I
Alright, thanks for joining. We'll probably pick it up again next weekend, so catch us then. Peace.